Good afternoon, Mr. Garcia. This is Darno from Porsche of Ocala. Just wanted to take a moment to show you one of the 2017 Porsche Macans that we have here in stock. Maybe go over some of the standard equipment as well as optional equipment on the vehicle. So I'll start up front here. On the Macans you have inside the grille these active vents. Right now they're open. So what happens is as soon as you turn the car on, they'll open up so that you get good airflow that's redirected into your intake and to improve the efficiency and performance of the vehicle. Everything on these cars is functional. This one has the xenon headlights with the 4-point LED daytime running lights, which really make the car stand out. Very unique design for the hood. As you can see, it kind of wraps partially around where the fender area would normally be. You have the side blades in black trim around the windows. As you can see, this one is a white with the Luxor beige interior. Going around to the back, you get to see the sporty look of the Macan. The whole idea behind this vehicle was to pretty much make a raised up 911. You have these 3D designed tail lights, dual exhaust in the rear, the splitter in the back, a very wide back end to give a very sporty look. And if you look at the top of the vehicle, it kind of slopes back. It's a very low roof line like a sports car would. The spoiler, you have these grooves to help with improve the aerodynamics of the car. You have a power tailgate as standard that you can actually adjust the height on, which is really nice. All you have to do is move it to your desired height, and you'll press and hold this button. The system will chime and it'll let you know that it's now stored in the memory, so this will make it convenient for putting the vehicle in the garage or to just make it easier to grab. As well as these have some added safety to it, so when you're closing the hatch, if someone or something got in the way, as soon as it sensed any resistance, it would automatically stop the hatch from continuing to go down, so no one got hurt. Hey, under here you have your full-size temporary spare that's collapsed. 12-volt outlet in the rear. As you can see with the seats, they split through ways, so you have a 40, 20, and 40 way split. You have your privacy shade here that's very easy to remove. The taillights are LED, and as of 2017, the vehicle comes with these parking sensors in the rear as standard, as well as the backup camera. So going inside, you have a really nice looking interior. Again, this is the Luxor beige. Porsche wanted this to still feel like a sports car, but still have a very elegant look. This has the Bose surround sound system. In the rear, you do have vents for your rear passengers, as well as 2 USB ports, so if they had any devices in the rear, whether it be phones, tablets, you can keep them charged. Real easy to bring the seats down. Just pull the handle that's right there and it'll come right down. Again, 40, 20, 40 split. You do have a panoramic roof, which really opens up the interior. It's only pulled halfway back now. I'll open it up and show you. Okay. This Macan is powered by a four-cylinder turbocharged engine, specifically a 2-liter turbocharged engine that produces 252 horsepower and 273 pound-foot of torque. It puts the power down with the PDK, which is Porsche's double-clutch transmission. Okay, once inside, you see an instrument cluster very similar to the Cayman and the Boxer. Like I said, the whole idea was to make this kind of like a raised up sports car. So you still feel it inside. Low roof line. The instrument cluster, the very high center console, and the whole idea behind that is to have a shorter distance from the steering wheel of your controls, which is really important if you're focusing on driving. You have the multi-function steering wheel, which the design was taken from the 918 Spider, which is Porsche's hypercar, their current hypercar. And the multi-function steering wheel is great because everything is positioned just right. On the left side of the steering wheel, you have your paddle to shift down, you have your volume control, you have the button answer the phone, as well as this diamond-shaped button, which you can use to program multiple functions. Typically, as a standard, it's set where it switches between media sources. So for instance, if you press the button, it'll switch from radio to an iPod if you had that connected. On the right side of the steering wheel, you have the roller that'll operate the TFT display, which is this display here in the corner. You have the paddle to shift up. You have a button to hang up the phone, as well as your back button. So going into the TFT display, you have your regular vehicle menu, which you can customize this to show quite a few different options. Right now it's showing the oil temperature, oil pressure, and coolant temperature. You can also add the boost pressure, battery voltage, a compass, latitude, longitude. You know, you get a lot of choices as to what you can customize that for. So then you have your audio function, so you can look at your radio stations. You have your phone, so you can access your contacts as well as your call history. Here's your map, so you can have the map appear instead of on your PCM, which is this screen here. You have the navigation function, which will, on a normal basis, show you your last destination that was inputted. But once the navigation's actually active, this will show you your turn-by-turn directions in detail. Scroll down, you have your trip computer, individual tire pressure, torque distribution. These cars are all-wheel drive, so it shows you how the power is being distributed between the front and rear tire, rear axle. And then you have back to your back around to your vehicle menu. So here, this, like I said, this gives you a lot info. You can see messages that come up within the car. Oil measurement. This is how you would check your oil. There's no longer any dipsticks in these vehicles. You have the limit, so you can actually set a speed limit for the car, so the car will alert you when you exceed that. And then you have access to the majority of your settings right from your fingertips, right while having your hand on the steering wheel. Very quickly going to the PCM, you do have the nav, the touchscreen radio with a proximity sensor. What that is, we'll wait a second for the menu to go away. So once the screen is completely blank, if you bring your hand up close enough to the steering wheel, to the the radio, it's going to bring up the menu. You have all your buttons down here as quick access buttons. See there, it went away. So you bring your hand up and it pops up on its own. You don't even have to touch anything. Okay, you have your tuner, your media, your source selection, so you can choose the source you want to go through, your phone selection, your car menu, so you can look at your trip information, as well as your backup camera, as well as your access your settings. You have your home menu, and then your map. Down here you have all your climate control settings. So on the left and the driver and passenger side, you have temperature, fan speed, the vent controls, the heated seats. You have your standard support button, which will change the throttle response as well as the shift patterns. You have your Porsche stability management button here, which will control your traction control. Up high you have your hazards button, and then this button on the top right is actually really nice. If you were on a steep decline, you would hit this button and the car will do what it has to make sure you get down safely. You have your off-road mode, it's standard. You have your lane departure warning, and then your automatic start and stop. So the automatic start and stop is good for fuel savings. Once you come to a complete stop, as long as the right conditions are met, the engine will shut down and conserve fuel. And then once you release the brake or turn the steering wheel, the engine will cut back on. You do have some controls up here for your park distance control. If the beeping was annoying, you could always hit the button to deactivate it. Like if you're going to a steep driveway or in bumper-to-bumper traffic. You have your home link, so you have your 3 garage door buttons, and then your controls for the panoramic roof. So let's just open the shade just all the way and get a good look. Like I said, it really opens up the interior of the car. Step out and take one more good look at the Macan. Hey, Mr. Garcia, hopefully you enjoyed the video and look forward to speaking to you soon. Thank you.